God bless you. Thank you for joining us here at the Temple of Clarity in Vista, California. I want to welcome a warm welcome to all the new people here for the first time, and those who are on the broadcast joining us from around the world. And this Tuesday meditation that we've started 9 years ago has been building. The energy has been building, incrementally increasing in its intensity as the masters and the angels and the Divine Mother have some purpose, some cosmic purpose for this manifestation that has been happening here. And I want to encourage everyone on the broadcast and everyone here to take advantage of what's happening. It is a happening. It is a phenomenon. What I do is I choose to open my spiritual senses, my inner eye, my inner hearing, all the inner senses, the soul senses. And I attune myself to the divine, to the frequency of love that all the masters, Krishna, Jesus, Buddha, they were all this vibration of love that was so clear that it changed wherever they are, the frequency, the people, into a new higher vibration of this love energy which they manifest and emanated. And that is really what we are, is this love light in form, created in the image and likeness of God, of the Divine Mother. We are that light. The rest of the ego and the rest of our form, we attune to that vibration of our soul essence. What happens here during this meditation, at some point when we become perfectly still, together, we create this energy of stillness. When we become still, that opens this portal. And when it happens, you will know it. You will feel it. You will see it in your spiritual eye. And at that time, you drink it in. You store that light within all your chakras, your physical body, all your four lower bodies. You just absorb this light, and you ask this light, which is all-knowing, anything you need. What's your next step on your spiritual path? How do you get there? Anything that is in your heart. And then at some point, with the power and intensity of your soul, you pull yourself into the presence of the living God. You offer yourself in this glorious birth of spirit and love to the Divine Mother, or however you envision the highest conceivable aspect of source, light, love. So together we will create this, as Saint Germain has talked about, the magic circle. And in that will come the Divine Mother. So please pray with me in your heart of hearts as we make this prayer offering. Divine Mother, we have come to sit in your presence. Come with all the divine mothers of heaven, all the divine grandmothers, to Father Spirit, beyond time and space, to all the Christic, Buddhic masters of love light, to the Holy of Holies, in the great central sun, the place of origin where we all have been birthed from. I call forth this light into this room. I open the ninth gate, the portal of perfection, of the pure land, of the holy place of the Christed ones. And we invite all the angels and masters and all the beings of light and love from every universe and every dimension and every holy place created into this room. Above each person, Blessed Holy Spirit, fill this room with your love radiance, healing energy, miracle matrices of cosmic energy. Come, O divine ones. We send this light out to all of our family and friends and communities this holy Christmas season as we collectively hold the balance for all those who are cut off from the light, disenfranchised, discouraged, lost. To all those, we will hold this love light and beam out from our God center the light shining back to home that they can follow, that they can tune to also. We welcome you, Lord Jesus. We welcome you, Mother Mary. We welcome you, Saint Germain. Come and sit with us. So we'll have this short meditation. And like I said, stay very, very clear. Stay very, very present. Because in this present moment, in this eternal now, there is a door, there is a place that you can go into. Stay very clear. Stay very present. It's about to happen. coming back. This part of the journey just follow along with your spiritual eye. These words as images conveyed to you. What I saw was a candle above each and every one of you. And it was a very large candle. And the flame was a living flame, a God flame. And as you see it, as you visualize it, you activate this into a reality, into your soul journey. A candle, a very large candle above each and every one of you. And this flame is the eternal flame. This is the God flame, the all-knowing flame, the gift of your divine presence for you to access, to utilize, to magnify, in this flame, you can visualize yourself in time and space, in that eternal place of God peace, of God knowing, of God power. That is your God power. In that flame, you access all the frequencies of the Divine Mother, of the Heavenly Father, of Source. And as you pull this flame around your body, you can absorb all the divine virtues of the Godhead, all the divine virtues of Christ, of Krishna, of as you envision it for yourself. This is your time to take what you need on your soul journey, as your own higher self explains and directs you to use this frequency, this flame, as you need it for the greatest expansion of your soul, for the greatest gift that you can give to humanity. And rest in that presence, in that transforming fire of divine love. And now collectively, in this cosmic alchemy we join our candles together in the middle of this room to create a bigger, much larger fire of God's substance. And from all dimensions and all places, other beings add their flame to this flame in the middle of this room as it grows and grows. This bigger burning of God wisdom, God love, God power, God beauty, God holiness. We see it coming from the Buddhas, from the Krishnas, from the angels, and from the masters. Every one adding to this flame into a greater bonfire of God energy. And now each and every one of us can direct this light as we choose to our family, to our friends, to our communities, wherever, in this Christmas gift of the Masters for us to utilize this opportunity to send this light to the most needed places and family members. Spend a moment in that fire directing this frequency. And know now that you can tap into this flame at any time, that no matter where you travel, you are changing the very frequency of the room. Instead of being affected by the room, you are effecting and bringing this light, this reality, this truth to everyone in all places, from the post office to the restaurant to driving on the freeway. Wherever you go, you are now the influencer, the bringer of this flame, the keeper of this flame, the emanator of this flame of joy, of love, of truth. And somehow, by some great miracle, we have now created and co-created together. We contain each other's flame, part of us in the whole, in the oneness, have been touched, have been gifted by each other, one to another, some divine element of each other. In this cosmic sharing of the God flame on this day. In a way, this is an eternal friendship, an eternal bond that we will always share. We will see it in each other's eyes. We will know it in each other's smile. And when you're ready, open your eyes. You've been on a ride, like a Disneyland ride of spirit. While we're adjusting to being back in our bodies, I'm going to read something from a friend of mine who wrote a wonderful book, a devotional book for every day. Love on the Path Home. One of my favorite little reading books by David Christopher Lewis. Daily meditations on living in the presence. And it's amazing how timely this book is. There's always something funny, makes me laugh, that the synchronicities of how it lands on this day, something happening that's so current. So today, December 7th, I better put my glasses on. Okay, this will help you get in your body. Many of you love to dance, for dancing brings you great joy. Consider your spiritual path as a dance with God. You have actually been dancing with God for many, many lifetimes. Sometimes you dance all night long and remember retreat experiences that are very joyful. Other times you move a little bit more slowly when you dance. It is not always important how fast you dance, but that you dance. Of course, in this dance, you establish a sacred relationship. God leads you in this sacred dance. You swirl and whirl about throughout the cosmos. You experience so many blissful and divine things. When you are in God's presence, everything is light. You are happy, and your soul to the outside of yourself, from your soul to the outside of yourself, from within and without. And this dance helps you maintain clarity of consciousness. For when you are spinning around, you are not stuck in one place. You have heard from El Morya that mobility is a sign of the initiate. What better way to be mobile than to dance? You are constantly moving, and you are moving forward. So that's a beautiful way to look at our life's journey as a dance. And then know that when you are dancing, that you are joyful. And in that moving, I think we can all relate that when we are moving, we are making progress somehow on our journey. We're learning something. We are gathering what is needed, figuring out our divine purpose, where we best fit in this great cosmic dance of creation. How to maximize our time on earth too. Because we have the most valuable thing is our time. Sharing time is the most important thing. We have to economize, not waste our time. But somehow when you're dancing, you're outside of time. You forget about time. So that's another interesting insight about dancing, right? You get into a timeless place. There's only this moment, this eternal moment. So there's a lot to think about the dance. And if anybody would like to share, let me set up my microphone for sharing. Check. Lisa?
Let's see. Okay. We all know when we've been dancing, you have to really pay attention to your partner. And as Dennis mentioned, your presence leads you, God leads you, your source leads you, whatever you want to call it. The light leads you to the highest and most, I guess want to say, fruitful path. There's lots of paths to take, but finding that highest path for you, and you'll know in your heart, and you're the only one that's going to know. It's your connection with your source is within you, and as you move through the day, if you are dancing with your presence, you're listening, right? It makes sense. And making decisions and of course we all make mistakes. You take a wrong turn and you do something that you probably could have done better, and that happens all the time, and that's how you learn. So you just keep listening throughout the day. Anybody else? Here, Rose. Come on, give it a whirl.
Give it a whirl. No. Okay.
I just wanted to share, I wasn't here last week, but the previous week, and I knew I was going to go up and see my son, who we've been kind of not as close as I would like us to be, and I had been praying, and that was kind of my intent for the meditation. And we had a really good visit. We had, he made me cry, I made him cry, and we just had a breakthrough. That was really great. And so for this meditation, I was more in a state of gratitude and just thanking, the presences that had helped that come about. And, excuse me. And I just was feeling more like just absorb the light. There's nothing you have to do. There's no place to be. There's no agenda. Just be. And absorb the light. And I got kind of a visual of like a sponge. The light is just coming in, just pull it in, take it all in. And it isn't until you bring it in that you can give it back out. So I feel like it's really important daily to make that contact.
Hi, I just wanted to relate to the analogy of dancing in terms of my experience. A couple years ago, I was seriously depressed, and I went to see a therapist, and she asked me to go into my head and image something, and what I imaged was myself dancing. And I had an amazing psychic change within 15 minutes, just visualizing myself dancing. So for me, that's such a powerful image. I love to dance, and
You wouldn't even say that.
I am a dancer, and it brings so much joy to me. And so I just visualizing that pulled me right out of that depression, and I never went back in. It was just such a powerful experience, and so I just wanted to share that since it's just such a powerful image for me. Thank you.
Lisa? Lori?
I have nothing to add. My comments would take us in another direction.
Okay. Well, I think we're open to a different direction now. Right? Does it feel like it's time for a shift? Change of direction.
Well, I just wanted to point out that you don't have to bring the light into you. You already are the light. And the goal is to awaken that within yourself and to recognize it, because you all are the divine all of the time. And what enlightenment is awakening to that fact. And when you know that you're the divine all the time, and so is everybody else, because that's part of the picture, right? Then you glide through life. It's always a dance, right? When you're embodying your true self and having it guide you rather than you feeling like you have to be constantly trying to get the messages or get the what do I do now, or where do I go now, or what's happening now. Once you awaken to you are already it, then you are always in the divine flow.
Beautiful. Nothing to add to that. That's like saying it as it is. The Masters always said that we're created in the image and likeness, so it's right there. It's in every religion. And just tapping into it, remembering it, re-remembering it. We do influence each other, though. We can help raise each other's vibrations. The masters and the angels come and they help raise our vibrations. So there's that to add. The beauty of life is that, we're all helping each other on our way back home. Somehow we add to each other through sharing what we've seen, what we've experienced, a smile, an insight. Something adds to our life and imprints on us, right? So we're always imprinting on each other something. And we, of course, sometimes we have to protect ourselves from the negative influences. And that's why I like the flame. The concept of the flame is that it transforms, repolarizes negative energy back to its pure essence of pure light. Because all energy, everything originates from that. And sometimes men or people will take that energy and misuse it as anger or hatred or something, and then that negatively influences Mother Earth, the collective, the people around them. But it can always be repolarized back to its pure essence. And Saint Germain taught this beautiful technique about the violet flame, that it's the highest frequency of light, that it will take any substance and repolarize it back to its original essence. And when that energy that was trapped in that negative matrix is released back to its pure essence, there's a joy that explodes in that transformation that emanates out to anyone or everything that's in the vicinity of this transformation. And it happens with people, it happens with places, it happens with things. The violet flame we call it the freedom flame because it frees the energy, frees the person, all sorts of things. For years and years and years, since I was 17, I worked with the violet flame, just meditating on it. I don't even have to work with it. I see it. It's when I close my eyes, I see the violet flame coming, and then I feel some joy, and I feel a connectedness. And that's one of the techniques that I want to share with everyone is work with the violet flame. Read about the violet flame. Study the life of Saint Germain and his teachings about radical forgiveness and immersing yourself in your divine presence. The violet flame also works on the mental level, where it will go into the consciousness, the unconscious, and the subconscious, because we've absorbed a lot of stuff in our minds, and that clouds reality with, things that Hollywood or magazines or the news have filled our minds with. So our reality, if we only know that as a reality, the spiritual realm is kind of clouded by that noise of the news. So the violet flame will go into that also, into our minds and our unconscious. And it's a liberating thing where the noise of the mind will eventually, the violet flame will come into a place where, from my experience, where it just gets very peaceful. The thoughts get very quiet. It all kind of like simmers down, like at the end of a bonfire, and all you just have is the warm coals just lighting up, keeping you warm. So that's one of the practices that has most affected my life, is the violet flame. And I've talked to a lot of people, I know a lot of people that use the violet flame, and there's something very interesting about them. They're all very joyful. the ones that work with the violet flame. They have like a lightness to their step and a peace in their walk and a freedom, a sense of freedom that they have. Another thing that's really interesting about the violet flame, since we're on that kick right now, is that they call it the cosmic eraser. Saint Germain calls it this cosmic eraser. Well, it will erase some, if I were to misspeak or something, I could go in with the violet flame and erase it, and it's never happened. It's not in the mind of God. It's not on the Akashic records or anything. It goes in and it completely erases it. So in the Ascended Master activities, we invoke the violet flame through the science of the spoken word and for places that, where there's been wars, where there's been tragedies, where there's been things like that, so that we can take that scar energy off the earth using the violet flame to bring freedom of the burden of the earth. This earth has been trampled on by wars and all sorts of horrible things have happened on earth. And one way of service that we can be as initiates of Saint Germain and the Ascended Masters is to work with the violet flame for freeing the earth from this karmic record and bring joy to those places instead of that heavy darkness. You can work with it for yourself, you can work with it for the world, and you can work with it in many different ways. You can even cook with it. We have a blessing prayer that we use the violet flame on. Lisa knows it.
Well, I just saw an opportunity to bring this full circle as Dennis was talking. Lori talked about how we're all light, and we know that. If we, you experience it occasionally, and sometimes, and you can mentally think about it. However, there are times that we go into that darkness cycle, and whether you're experiencing darkness that's on the earth or returning karma or whatever it is, but as our gal just told us here, you have those cycles. They happen, and it's a process. And if we can understand that it is a sine wave, sometimes we can feel ourselves as that light radiating out, and we can help others. And some people feel it a lot. The Mother Teresa's of the world and the Urimas, and that can really help people all the time, and and it's good. But sometimes we get down at the bottom of the sine wave, and that's what Dennis is talking about, the violet flame. But what is it? It's mantra. You can sing it, you can dance it. We have wonderful dances that we.
The waltz is one.
The waltz is a one as well. And it's just like this opportunity, it's so unique. Each person has their little path that they can find, like this gal did. She was dancing with her presence, which I think is so sweet, or the light or whatever it was that brought you out of that depression. And, it's this process. And for me, that's you go through dark cycles. Sometimes I did. The last couple of days has been really tough for me, and it's just, you just keep moving forward, keep busy, and try not to think about it too much. You know what I mean? And know that it is a process, and you're going to keep putting one foot in front of the other, emotionally, physically, whatever, and you're going to come out the other end of it. And remembering those times when you did experience the light radiating out of you, and between point A and point B, you can try a little of that violet flame. And the Heart Center website has many songs, and it's at heartcenter.org, has many songs and prayers and, lots of options. Yoga, meditation, the whole thing is just filled with different kinds of things because everybody's different, and your path is unique. And finding that way to, bring that violet flame into your life is, so that you can heal yourself and bring yourself up to that joy that you really are, We know we really are. Anybody else want to comment?
Well, we're going to sign off from the broadcast. I want to thank everyone online for holding space for us and participating, everyone here.
Dennis, are we having a Christmas party?
We're having a Christmas party, but we're not going to have it this Saturday. It's not enough time. Some things that came up, but I think so this Saturday is the 11th. The 18th is our next opportunity.
And aren't you leading a service that night? That's the Aquarian Age service.
Oh, that's the Aquarian Age service.
Sunday of the month. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't have a calendar, but we just.
So we're going to look at our calendars and get back with it. I know that this Saturday is not going to work, but we are going to have a Christmas party with Christmas.
We're going to have a New Year's party.
We'll probably have a New Year's party too. We like to party around here. Light workers are a lot of fun to be around. Yeah, so we can have the Christmas party in the afternoon, and then I can do the service in the evening, and it'll all work out somehow.
That's a great idea, because people with children like David and his family, it would probably work better for them to come in the afternoon.
During the light. Yeah.
Yes, let's do it in the afternoon.
So make a decision.
The decision is, what time is a good time, do you think, for the party? It's like 3 or 12 or 1 or 2? We'll just announce it right now.
Pretty early. Well, did we do that one? We had our Indian Day. It was pretty early.
The India Day, we had it like around 1 o'clock, was it?
Sure, let's just do 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock on the 18th.
It's a potluck, right?
Potluck.
And did you still want a white elephant exchange?
And White Elephant fun game where I think it's like you pick something for $5 and then we'll pass it around. Everybody brings a gift. It's kind of like a little.
We'll put it in, unless you really like it.
There'll be some crazy games, and one of them will be the White Elephant. And keep up with Meetup, and we'll post it up on Meetup and on Facebook, all the details.
So say it one more time, the 18th at 1 o'clock, potluck, white elephant.
18th, December 18th, 1 o'clock, potluck, White Elephant. It is spoken, it is sealed, it is done.
Be here or be square.
So for the boys up there in Orange County, make your plans. Come on down. I'm going to need help with the setup, so you'll have to come down in the morning. God bless you, everyone. Thank you for joining. It was such a beautiful opportunity to sit with you guys in space here and share our candles together and do some light work where we can shine this light out to others. Good night, and see you tomorrow night on the broadcast. I'm going to find some music to play for everybody.